Today on Seattle Refined, a pair of busy BFFs roll the dice on a girlfriend getaway.
Yay! Hi! Oh, good to see you! I think it's been like 2 years.
The luxury reunion that really hit the jackpot. Then,
So when you first started collecting, did you ever think you'd have all this?
from a Death Star to droids to C-3PO cereal, Refined tracks down the most out-of-this-world Star Wars collection we have ever seen. Plus, a holiday getaway that's pure joy. We head north of the border for a seasonal excursion that you gotta see to believe. Seattle Refined starts now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, the Pacific Northwest really knows how to pull out all the stops when it comes to the holiday season. But I gotta tell you, so do our neighbors to the north. Our sponsor, Victoria Tourism, invited us up to celebrate the season Canadian style, and the holiday hospitality is not to be missed. Booking the Victoria Sea and Sky package during the holiday season is a gift you can give yourself. Both Kenmore Air and Clipper Vacations are offering Seattle to Victoria overnight packages for low winter fares. This Sea and Sky partnership is the perfect way to get away and immerse yourself in the spirit of the season. From the moment you step foot in Victoria, you'll notice the city is decked out with festive decorations and wonderful things to see and do. Our first stop, the Parkside Hotel and Spa, where guests enjoy first-class amenities in a refined atmosphere. There's also a delightful display in the lobby that's oh so sweet.
This is Habitat for Humanity's annual fundraiser called the Gingerbread Showcase. Last year we raised over $50,000 just from people coming to make a donation to vote for their favorite.
Visitors can marvel at this collection of 20 glorious gingerbread creations. Nearly all are handcrafted by home cooks, including the quintessential Canadian entry.
So it's got books, all, like French-English dictionary, because those are both of our national languages. But all of the books are by famous Canadian authors. And you've just got, you know, records by Leonard Cohen, Tragically Hip. It's just really, really full and rich.
While this building may not have icing, the Royal BC Museum does have a one-of-a-kind resident.
So this is a woolly mammoth, and it goes by Woolly. And it's one of our iconic galleries here at the museum. People come right to here when they first come to visit because it's such an amazing specimen to be standing by it.
And if you think that's big, check this out. It's just one display among 26,000 square feet of exhibits like this interactive one.
So there are 34 different languages in BC, and in this area you can listen to all 34 languages. And the greetings in each language.
I love bringing the kids here and going through, especially the dioramas, because you feel like you're immersed in the scenes.
They even have a life-size replica of a vintage Victoria City street, adorned with holiday decorations.
This section of the gallery is called Old Town. Amazing place for families to come because it's so immersive and you feel like you're in an old town.
Also magical, how signs of Victoria's rich history can still be found today. Chris Adams from Discover the Past was our guide.
We do historical tours in the daytime. We tell the stories of Christmas in Old Victoria. And then we also do in the evening special ghost tours. Many people don't realize that Christmas time was a traditional time for telling ghost stories. So when the cobbles of Waddington Alley are actually made of wood, that's what we had to pave the streets with in the old days in Victoria.
Chris says there are plenty of spirits in Victoria.
One of those places we're standing in right here, Waddington Alley, where the ghost of a murderer runs through the alleyway, pushing people out of the way every single night.
The Lower Johnson, or Lojo District, is also a fabulous place to pick up those special holiday gifts.
Well, in Victoria, we really get in the mood for the Christmas season, from decorations and great shopping opportunities to special tours like the ones we do. People go all out here for the Christmas season.
Another must-see, the Butchart Gardens Holiday Lights. More than 300,000 twinkling lights dazzle and delight visitors. There's fun to be had for everyone in the family, including a 12 Days of Christmas display and nightly caroling. This winter, whether you're planning a fun trip or a longer vacation, there is so much to experience in beautiful Victoria, BC this holiday season. Victoria Sea and Sky packages can be purchased from both Kenmore Air and Clipper Vacations. You can find information for both at seattlerefined.com. You have just a few days left to enter for your chance to win a 2-night getaway to Semiahmoo Resort Golf and Spa. Less than 2 hours from Seattle, Semiahmoo not only has luxurious accommodations, but kayaking, bike and paddleboard rentals, award-winning golf courses, and amazing restaurants. To fill out an online entry form, log on to SeattleRefined.com/contests. Good luck, everybody. If your idea of a great getaway is to stroll through nature, how about Puget Point? Now stop your snickering. Puget Point is gorgeous, and we're told an easy hike located on the west side of Tiger Mountain. Our roving photographers made the trek, and judging from these gorgeous photos, it was well worth it. There's more info and a full gallery on the site. As fun as the holidays can be, they can also be, as you know, a little bit stressful. But what better way to blow off some steam than to grab a group of your besties and head to our sponsor, Tulalip Resort and Casino. Darcy and Kelly met as single gals more than a decade ago. Over the years, they have vacationed together, gone to each other's weddings, celebrated the births of their children. Their lives are so busy these days, it's been almost impossible to connect in person. So they decided to get together for a much-needed girls' getaway to Tulalip Resort Casino.
Oh, good to see you too. I think it's been like 2 years. I think it has been.
2 years, that's a long stretch. So they headed inside for some luxury VIP treatment.
Yay, girls weekend. Yay.
From the moment they walked into their room, they knew they'd hit the jackpot.
Oh, Kelly, this is so nice. Wow, look at this.
Oh my God.
So cool. Big old TV. Oh, look at the bathrooms. Oh, let's check out the shower. You always gotta check out the shower, right? Whoa. Like 3 shower heads, dude. Wow.
Awesome. Ooh, do you want to get ready? Let's get ready.
We should get ready. This is great.
Before hitting the restaurant and the casino, the girls visited the luxurious tea spa for some relaxation and final touches.
Hi, you must be Kelly and Darcy.
We are. Nice to meet you.
Perfect.
Hi.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you. Right back this way to your services.
Here the girls felt like royalty, pampered from head to toe, and topped off with a glass of pink bubbly. All glammed up, Kelly and Darcy sat down for dinner at Blackfish Wild Salmon Grill and Bar, where the menu pays tribute to the Northwest and Tulalip tradition.
So what do you want?
Ooh, I don't know. I think they're known for their seafood here.
Yeah.
Maybe like salmon or steak.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Good evening, ladies.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
Double R Ranch New York steak for you.
Share the
Chef's mushrooms on there, and a potato pie. A little bit of asparagus and some butternut squash. Here's our heritage salmon.
Oh my gosh.
We prepare this over the ironwood sticks here, over the flame.
Wow.
And we have corn fritters and asparagus as well.
Woo!
No stay at Tulalip Resort Casino is complete without placing a bet or two.
We got some awesome makeup done. I mean,
Fabulous
the red
lipstick.
lips. Yeah, we even bought some. It was great. We gambled. Oh, you did it! Yeah!
We won. We had a fabulous dinner.
After such an amazing evening, it looks like the gamble on this girl's getaway paid off big time.
Being at home with your family, it's so busy, it's hard to trek out, but this wasn't too far, but it was just far enough where
Yeah.
you feel like you're on a little mini vacation.
So you walk around and you feel like you're kind of in a special little place and a gorgeous room to get ready in and to spend the night in. It's pretty awesome too. Yeah.
And we've done a lot of fun things to spoil ourselves and
Yeah.
really make this an
Special
amazing,
trip.
a special trip.
Yeah. Woo!
Cheers to an amazing trip.
To learn more about how to plan your girls' getaway at Tulalip Casino and Resort, check out our website.
Put that in.
Seattle Refined is just getting started. It's a party in the kitchen. Where's the Bacardi?
Where's the vodka?
Get ready, Seattle. I am taking a controversial stand in support of, wait for it, fruitcake. But first,
This is the Death Star. This is
Wait. Like, the Death Star?
the Death Star, the original Death Star.
meet the Western Washington collector who owns some of the rarest Star Wars memorabilia around. Welcome back to the show. I'm Gart Swanson. After weeks of waiting, the moment has finally arrived. In just a few hours, Star Wars The Last Jedi will make its debut here in Seattle. It is the most hotly anticipated movie of the year, hands down. You can't swing a lightsaber without hitting a Star Wars fan, but as Refined's John Prentice discovered, there are fans, and then there are fanatics.
As a kid, it hit me on many levels. Star Wars was just phenomenal at the time it came out. It was, a film that changed the film industry forever and pop culture.
Gus Lopez is a Star Wars collector extraordinaire.
I have a few categories I collect in. So I collect Star Wars food products, vintage toys, prototypes into making the toys, and then movie props and costumes used in making the films. So these are all like screen-used props, basically prop blasters. And so I got these over many years of finding people work on the films.
Gus says his collection represents decades of hard work, tracking down the very rarest Star Wars collectibles. There's concept art, the Star Wars soundtrack, Platinum album, the Emperor's creepy yellow contact lenses, Star Wars movie slates, an Empire Strikes Back crew jacket, worn while shooting scenes on Planet Hoth, the frame for Jabba the Hutt's tail, and Gus says his stuff is the real deal.
So when you first started collecting, did you ever think you'd have all this?
There's no way I ever foresaw this. It didn't happen overnight. It started actually very simply with wanting to go back and get the loose action figures I didn't get as a kid. I'd saved the ones I had when Star Wars came out, and then I went back and said, I'm going to get the remaining figures, and then from there it just sort of snowballed. So this is the Death Star.
Wait. Like, the Death Star?
The Death Star. The original Death Star. This is the model that Industrial Light and Magic made for the first Star Wars film. It's the only 3D model of the Death Star they made for the movie.
Gus says when this model is illuminated, thousands of tiny windows light up, and every single one of them matches up perfectly with the Death Star in the movie, confirming it's the real McCoy. Gus says he's proud of all the rare Star Wars items he's found over the years and cherishes the great people he's met through collecting.
Are you expecting anyone?
No, I'm not.
Like these guys, members of the 501 Imperial Legion. And if you feel like you've seen them before, you probably have. At the ball game, at the state fair, or at the movies.
The 501st Legion is an international volunteer organization authorized by Lucasfilm to do public appearances as Star Wars villains.
Matt is the leader of the 501 Washington State chapter and says even though they look like bad guys, the Legion uses its Star Wars fan power for good, raising thousands of dollars for charities like Seattle Children's Hospital, Toys for Tots, and Make-A-Wish.
I have loved Star Wars since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Be able to actually wear a Biker Scout outfit and delight adults and children alike is the best thing ever.
I used to dress up as Vader as a kid, and then when I found out about the 501st and exactly what they did giving back to the community, I had to take part in it.
We go out there and we do a lot of good. We've raised over $75,000 this year alone.
Members say there are about 180 people in the Washington 501 chapter, and worldwide the 501 Legion is 12,000 strong across 51 countries.
My character is a Jawa. They're a scavenger. I joined the 501st because I love costuming and I love sharing that with others.
Wow, you guys look authentic, but can you see out of those things? Whoa! Why do you do it? Why be a stormtrooper out of all the villains, right? And all those great personalities? Why be one of these guys?
As a child, that was when I saw the movies, I was in love with the stormtroopers. They were so awesome. And so when I built my first costume, it was, I'm going to be a stormtrooper.
And what about you?
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself.
It's pretty cool.
You're gonna wear this.
And even though each set of Stormtrooper armor is supposed to look the same, members of the 501 say every costume is custom built. Screen-accurate examples like these taking days to get just right.
Is it fun to be a bad guy?
Oh, definitely. Because everyone knows you're a bad guy, but they love you.
John Prentice, Seattle, Refined.
To check out any of Refined's cool Star Wars coverage this week, log on to the site.
Cheers, right?
Coming up on Refined, I am gearing up for a fruitcake feud. Plus, some beautiful sounds of the season. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Now, I try to stay positive, especially this time of year, but brace yourself. You are about to get a holiday rant. I am fired up about the disrespectful treatment of the fruitcake. I'm just gonna say it. I think fruitcake is delicious and it's getting a bad rap. Legend has it the first fruitcakes were invented by the Egyptians, who would place them on the tombs of loved ones. In the Middle Ages, Roman soldiers relied on fruitcake for nourishment during battle because they didn't go stale easily. And during the Victorian era, cooks started adding booze to the recipe. And in fact, at one point, fruitcake was banned in Europe for being sinfully rich. Now that I got that off my chest, let's make some fruitcake, all right? And I know just the place to do it. Capitol Hill's Wandering Goose Cafe and our refined kitchen bestie, Heather Earnhardt. Heather, there are so many fruitcakes out there that are not very good, but then there's some terrific ones too.
Right? We're gonna make one of the terrific ones today. This is a one bowl kind of fruitcake thing, so I'll have you do the mixing.
Okay.
We're gonna add some raisins. You can use the golden or the brown ones. These are sour cherries, dried. Taste one of those are good. We have some currants here.
And what is this?
Candied ginger.
That goes in.
Yeah, you can put that in. Some rum.
Some Bacardi.
Yeah. You're gonna put about a cup in, then a cup of apple juice, and we're just gonna mix that up. And you want this to sit about 20 minutes to kind of plump up your fruit.
Just 2 eggs in this recipe.
2 eggs, yeah. Some orange zest. We have cardamom, ginger, allspice, cinnamon, and some clove. About half a cup of toasted pecans. And this is just butter that's been browned. This adds, gives it a little depth of flavor rather than adding just regular butter. You can see the brown bits there.
Yeah.
We have a couple cups of all-purpose flour and baking soda, baking powder, and some kosher salt. And we're just gonna sift that in. And then we'll mix all that up. We're gonna put this in a buttered loaf pan, and that's it. And then we're gonna put that in the oven, 325 for about an hour.
All right, we're all sliced up. Ready to eat it?
All right. I brought some homemade apple butter as well.
Look at that, a little more on there.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's give it a shot.
Cheers.
Ready?
I like it with the apple butter.
The apple butter sets it off.
Woo.
That's really good. Now
Like
you
that?
have to like this.
This is good. Oh, it's good fruitcake.
All right, happy holidays, Heather.
Happy holidays, you too.
Heather's cookbook, Big Food, Big Love, is available everywhere books are sold. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. You know, one of the things we love to do here at Refined is introducing you to the talented folks who call Western Washington home. And this time last year, I discovered a musician so gifted, I couldn't wait for you to hear him. Jeffrey Castle is the king of the six-string violin, a pioneer, instrumental in bringing fresh sound to the music world, especially the holidays.
We're kind of coming at it from a place of more like rock and roll and sort of, you know, like it's sort of like Bruce Hornsby hanging out with the Pogues and Natalie McMaster having a wee bit of whiskey, you know, on a Saturday night. It's kind of like that. You know, and I love that factor of it, and it makes the show really fun.
You could say this local talent is armed and dangerous, all for the right reasons, no strings attached.
It's like, you know, part of my body at this point. I mean, you know, the violin is really like part of my body. It's just an extension of me.
These days, you'll see the local star performing to sold-out shows. Here at home, Castle shares the stage with the Seattle Irish Dance Company, a perfect combo for their Celtic Christmas show.
We're dancing in shoes called hard shoes. They're traditional Irish dance shoes. They have fiberglass tips and heels, so they're pretty heavy. They make a really loud sound, and we really tie ourselves to the music. So that's a really important part of what we do.
It adds this show aspect to the concert. Every time they come out, I feel the room perk up a little bit.
Castle admits every show is different, but the message is always the same.
If you look at the world from space, there's no lines. We're all on the same planet. And I want to try to foster a sense of community and togetherness.
To learn how to buy one of Jeffrey's CDs or check out one of his full performances, log on to our Facebook page. All right, that's going to do for today's show. I'm Garth Swanson. Thanks for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.